We show up in the party. We show up in the party.
Hey guys, Astronaut again, welcome back to another tutorial. This is a Python tutorial. I haven't made a Python tutorial for a while now, but I saw something while programming in Unreal Engine 5 and I remembered that I had also learned something similar in Python. So today I'm gonna be talking about operators. Now, what is an operator in Python? You might have seen and, not, or. All of these things mean something, and you can probably imagine what each one does. Today, however, I'm going to be showing you how to be using them in correct syntax, and by the end of this tutorial, you will probably be able to you are going to be able to discriminate to know which one to use each time, depending on what you want to do. So yeah, enough said, let's jump into Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna create a while loop. You don't really have to know anything, but it's just gonna be more practical. So yeah, let me just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is the code. This is basically, well, let me show you what that does. Okay, let's run this program. Yeah, it's a Python file. So let's wait until it runs it. Okay, that was very slow, but that's because of the recording and everything. Okay, so basically what it does, it says what's your name, and then if you're okay, so my name is Alex, so I'm Alex here, and this is why I said that. Okay, if the answer to the question, so that is if A is equal to Alex, then print that's a cool name.
You're priming the code.
If the person answers Alex or something like that, it will say that's a cool name. Now now that I chose a random name, so that if I chose a random name and that is Mario, I guess I don't play Super Mario. They don't know personal feelings. No hard feelings. I'm sorry, nothing personal here. Just a random name off the top of my head. I don't know why that particular one, but yeah. So it says over here that's not a cool name. Again, sorry. Okay, so if you answer something like George or something, it says you random kid. So yeah, that's basically what it says. So we have conditional statements, and this is when mostly when not, and, or come in. Okay, so now I said that if the name is Alex, then print this. If the name is Mario, print that. And if it's neither of those, print this, the third option. Okay, so what if I wanted to say if the name is Alex, or if the name is Jim, print that's a cool name? Well, we could always go and say if A is equal to Jim, print that's a cool name. But I'm not gonna do this because it takes up space and time. Instead, I'm gonna I'm gonna go with or. Okay, so now let's see how we can use or. and what that does. So if I go to over here, let's add another name to be a cool name. Yeah, let me just do this. Okay, Jim. Alright. So that's just Alex Jim. That doesn't make sense. So let's go over here and add an or. That's all you have to do. No, actually, what you also have to do is a is equal to Jim. Okay, that's basically an elif that we could add, but we didn't. So to save space and time. Yeah. So these two. So what or does is it basically checks if this statement or this statement is true, and if one of these or both of these, it doesn't matter, but at least it doesn't matter how many statements you have. I could also add an or a is equal to George, and it doesn't matter how many. If one of these is true, then the if is successful, and then we're going to move on to the output. This that's a cool name. Okay, so one of these has to be true. It doesn't have to be all three of those. That doesn't make sense. You can be you don't realistically have 3 names or 4 or 5 or 50. That's unless you're a Spanish baron or something. Yeah, is that a thing? Yeah. Anyway. So let's run that code. Okay, so what is your name? Let's go with Alex. That's a cool name. Let's go with Jim. That's a cool name. Let's go with Mario. Again, no hard feelings. That's not a cool name. And let's go with something else like George. You random kid, because we ultimately did not add George over here. So yeah, that's just it goes to the else and says you're a random kid. Again, no hard feelings about that either. Okay, so once we break out the while loop, let's create another while loop. True. In this while loop, I'm gonna create another variable which is gonna be b, the b variable. So input. And that is gonna be what is your friend's name. Dot lower. I explained everything that is in this code, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So now let's go over here and say if b is equal to let's go with George. George print nice. Elif b is equal to Xenophontas. That's an ancient Greek name. Yeah. Print. Okay, you might not know this, so I'm gonna say what the yeah. Okay, let's go with that. Oh yeah, I forgot the continuous. You normally don't want to continue asking, but for the sake of this tutorial, I need to demonstrate some things. So else print. Yeah, nothing. No other names are interesting. So yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, and then yeah, let's break out of the while loop. We don't have to write here because I end the program eventually. So, but anyway, yeah. And now let's add something else. While true. I'm gonna break out of the while loop essentially. So yeah, while true, if a let's say, wait, actually, if a is equal to say Alex, wait a second, and here is end. Let me show. And b is equal to George. Let's print oh okay, yeah, let's go with else, print oh and break out of the while loop, and over here another continue. So let me just explain what I did here. First of all, as you can see, I included end into the tutorial. It took a while, but we did it. And okay, so what end does is it's similar to OR, but instead of taking if one of these statements is true, it takes if both of these statements are true. So let's go with let me show you what happens if Alex and George, first of all, are the two names that we need. So if when we go here and say, okay, so let's add those breaks over there, yeah. So what's your name? Alex. That's a cool name. What's your friend's name? George. Yo, and it keeps saying yo because there is no code until then, but if we were to, yeah, so basically, yeah, we end is true, so the end is successful. We have both of the names we needed, and so it prints yo. Keeps printing yo. It doesn't matter if you had more code, it wouldn't keep doing that. Yeah, whatever. And let's go with let's say, okay, so what's your name? Let's say Alex, but this time our friend's name is Xenofondas. Yeah, it says oh, okay, well, let me explain what happened here, because you may imagine, but yeah, okay, so it said that we said if A is equal, so my name is equal to Alex, and if B, the friend's name, is equal to George, print yo. But if anything else is true, if those two aren't true, and for instance A is equal to Alex and B is equal to Xenofondas, as we did here, or A is equal to Jim and B is equal to Mario, and or A is equal to George and then B is equal to Alex. You get the point. If anything else is true but these two, actually, the combination of those, we're going to go to else. So and basically checks to see if both of the statements we have given are true. Let's go and see what happens if something is not true. So let's say elif A is not equal to, and it's not actually a not word, you don't spell not unless you're referring to something about lists. Over here, not in Python, not equal to actually is this exclamation point and the equal sign. Okay, so yeah, and it's A not equal to Alex and B, no, actually no, not equal to Alex. If A not equal to Alex, print what a shame. Okay, continue. Yeah, okay, so let's see how that plays out. Okay, so what is your name? Let's say that our name is something like Chris. You random kid, yeah, what is your friend's name? Let's say Alex. What the same? Yeah, I don't really care. And then it goes again and says what the same until our computer crashes. No, actually it goes on to infinity. Yeah, to infinity and beyond, one could say. Yeah. And okay, that is because A was not equal to Alex. So when we reach this point, this conditional statement, if A not equal to Alex, print what the same until we die. Print what the same forever. Yeah, it's not the code we want, but like I said, we don't have any code further, so it keeps just printing. Now, so that was a pretty quick tutorial in Python. That is actually, if you're coming from the world of Unreal Engine, you might have a hard time understanding the not thing, or not just a hard time, but you probably already know this. It's not actually a word, that's all you need to remember. And in Unreal Engine, and, not, and or, I've never used or so far. Anyway, they are called booleans. In Python they're called operators. You don't have to remember that, just in Python, booleans are actually things that check if something is true, and if it is true, they return. That's for another tutorial. They just return. So I hope that in this particular tutorial you found something useful, and I will hope to see you in future tutorials, videos, whatever. Until then, be safe and keep programming.
That's the stuff. I should watch more videos.